Sister Sandy be a guy now or Casa or Hanum Sefa and Elmer Cosba. I'm surprised when to me who say new minister or swag. Honorable Andrew Ajapa Mesa and Montanachi. You had to see a Kunyana Montanachi or a guy. Only a year creative for no more pepe, more pepe, and Bianco Kama Emma. Well, a brother said, you didn't come on and say, Medioma in the Comnasanti, Dr. Ezekiel Jikumatinasi, representing the New Patriotic Party, Enche, Minia Kahonso, Baba Kansa, in the interest of the NDC, now not to the Nensem, Atuja, Eddie Amayim. And he may Kyle Beam, to say, Otunfo is still celebrating 25 years on the throne, or him Ponkasi, Nami Admakasi, the way Adaikasi, and he. Wani ji amamre ho obeso osu amamre obeso hu otumfo ene ni nyuma power de abo Ghana ne Asantema kwese that will be part of nipa ahodo efri echichi ni benche a wono ebeboa nana amnetimi edina woda asa akase onyame adom 25 years on the throne onyame ayibi na me these quick reminders in fema said ye beya onso obekwa akotae saa eye abusuafo echi yenua wayo onso yekasa yo papa erade ato safren tinyame adoma echina na mudi ne na wotweda enti mesre adofo nyina se omukotae CEO of 1125 Service Apartments East Legon Donald friend Osei Wayo, the Diankasa Stephen Osei Bonsu. Donald friend Osei Wayo, Yanko Taine, Chono CEO of 1125 Service Apartments East Legon, Yanko Taine, Bra, or Bedini Papa now Chidano. The late Nanaya Amwako, the second, Doma Miriku Abakoma Hini, and the Yanshanoshu, Ulman Dayawan, sorry, na Yanko Taine Chi. Nafi. Yankasa nua banso maame biama kwafo maame biama kwafo Peace FM fi mo nso ne maame yakasa odaf maame shedding nso eba beta wochi me buso me na betudwa e de abamo Dr. Kwaba
Wahene
bibia eboko
nyame adom na say
nyame adom just that you one or two be about mama munu na and my so say mabu na shikaka
globally,
that's a very good response. Globally, globally, I don't know why I say.
We saw how the world was moving, and Sebi from 2020 coming near Ebeto Viase, the disruption in the world economy, precipitated by the COVID-19 pandemic, the global chain supply system, disrupted. I mean, those into business, every country will say first, import, one container, now they buy. It was around 4,000 CD or $4,000. They shot straight up to $12,000 within the period of the COVID, because if there are restrictions in every country, it makes it very, very costly to transport even few goods into other countries. Where people, during COVID is that COVID as it is, when you come to ports and port health, it's through port transport, It's one of the ways that it may transfer disease from one country to the other. Into Osha, every ship, you won't grow. And anytime a crab you have a woo or ship mono, I was here for a crano. Now you tested what might have killed that ekrano. So in crano was shipping him, but they serve a huge public health importance. Into COVID by, we realized that yes, it can be transferred from border to border. So there were various restrictions across individual countries, ports, any airport, and land borders and all that. Into Ghana, for instance, you are blocking your borders, even to Togo. So if now to me the 10 CD, ever border from Togo to Ghana, now you are blocking. How much do I need to convince state authorities between Ghana and Togo? Now to me the same number of goods and the bano ediaba it's definitely going to increase the cost of transport of goods. And it's really affected price of commodity worldwide. Food inflation, because fertilizer, for example, transferring fertilizer from one country to the other, one continent to the other, it came at a huge cost. So for instance, fertilizer transfer really affected the prices of food worldwide. Fuel, you need to transfer from one country to the other. There are restrictions, there are global geopolitical conflicts. In a way, a pseudo fight between America and its allies, and Russia and its allies.
It's difficult
for
our friends in the other side and some Ghanaians to believe, and as I admit, he said, globally there's a challenge. I'm saying I am pampa. That's true. There's a challenge globally, but am I hold on your am I minimum penny for also find a way around those challenges now about globally. They admit they are step, but like in our case, the feeling is that we keep worsening the plight of our citizens, not because of good reasons, but because of reasons that you can simply avoid for reasonable percentage of people to enjoy.
This is say,
Abajuma we are koi, or yeah, nano de ya, quino ya, bona, a tutubona, asikawi, or senke qua, a phoebe sikawi and co, buy issues about everyday alleged scandals and all those things happening almost every day, almost every time. I call special prosecutor at TSC, AU call, I call police headquarters, so these are some of the things that when people hear, global and still money is there for people to be, that's it.
In the end, no, what government has not failed to do is to invest in the economy and invest in people. And I always say that, say me ufi na minye juma, na yese COVID aba, and I'm still getting my salary in full. Now later, you come and tell me, I say we've had some effect due to COVID nearby, how would I believe it? Because COVID buying, you were paying my salary in full. Doctors, for instance, were getting tax waivers. So teachers were staying at home and they were being paid fully. But I'm not doing politics, but if you compare similar dispensation around certain regime, people taught for 3 years and they were paid 3 months salary. Until COVID buying, government can't say, and we've asked workers to stay at home. So you can't say more run a shift so that you don't crowd the workplaces. Now provide fertile ground for the disease to thrive. And now those who can work from home. And we all saw the effect on productivity. If around that time, and you can't see you tighten your belt, and the government relaxing Emma salaries, now into Mimba and whatnot. Within that period, no, post that period, and by resetting Yama, and cancel rather, government is doing well. But government took a decisive decision. Within this period, I'll prioritize life. Prioritizing life means I'm asking you to stay home. Don't risk yourself now. I know. Say one of the main ways hand washing and hygiene. And let's give you water. I'm not giving you the water because I'm necessarily being Father Christmas. I'm not giving you the water because I want to entice you. But who say you do so and the fight until the world comes into a position that we are providing to combat the disease, hand washing, hand hygiene, facial hygiene. Until let me give the people water so that they can get the water to fight the organism. And I'm doing it because me sit in a fee, Obi one day only day. Until me can say me turn so na man within that period. And nipa hen nebe to me turn so no when they can go to work. Utifie so your social life has to go on because utifie na unko ejuma now your social life is not going on. Within that period, you can be tipped into depression. So unko ejuma na se bisika mano. Let me give you electricity for free. Ube to me eda entertaining ho. Ube so radio. Ube ti so omahene kasa. Ube so TV. Ube ho omahene program. Omahene beka 1 or 2. Ama weni aje. Other television stations are running important programs. A boa with the family life and social life in the homes. Until clearly everything government did was deliberate. But because within that time, we are not experiencing what we are experiencing today. We didn't really see the effect of it. But after the event, after the emergency situation, we now needed to come back and count our losses. We can make references to other countries. Just about 2 weeks ago, I'm on my sister platform, and I have colleague doctors in Kenya. What's a Kenya doctor strike? Over 2 months, the health system was on its knees. Cesarean section. There were no doctors to perform cesarean section. The effect of the doctor strike on Kenya. But if we are back, one of the best economies in the Kenyan economy, the Kenyan economy is good, such that you make a comparison. We always don't leave out Kenya. But that good system, that good economy, they couldn't even pay doctors. Conditions of service are now Kenya. I agree with doctors from 2015 at a point. Government said, mean to medium. Newly qualified doctors, our best start to housemanship. Government said, I can't employ you. And the only way I will employ you is to slash your salary by 30%. Without that, I can't employ you. And the Minister of Health was out and clear. I say, I can't. The economy cannot support the conditions of service of doctors. The economy cannot support newly doctors. Onto the working stream. And for newly doctors to get qualification or to be able to work, they needed to slash their salaries by 30%. But over here, Dr. Beng, and due to the effects, you can't say Yentiaoka. Government worker Beng, and due to the effect of COVID, you can't say Yentiaoka. But because government prioritized humans and human life, everything government needed to do within the period and after the period, government effects. There is no way government I can say doctors should go on strike for 2 months in this country. University of Ghana Medical School, 14th May, they are starting their housemanship. But their colleagues from Kenya, long before them, they can't start work because government says, I can't pay you. So if you look at these things in other countries, now you are averting your minds to the occurrences and happenings in other countries. And we will know that, yes, government has indeed prioritized lives. But of course, there's a period and the effects and the aftermath of whatever we went through, we are still bearing the effects. And Yema Kosro, we saw the effect it had on us. At a point, yes, we couldn't go into the international market to get money to support our budget. So we saw the effect of it. But the government sound policies are already to form to consolidate our fiscal gains and to invest in the people, priority projects for our government for a period. Now we've seen all those priority projects ongoing. And see, yes, we understand. And at every point, we in MPP and those associated with government, we understand the difficulties the Ghanaian is going through. Because we are all feeling it together. But the most interesting thing is that it is the MPP government that has your best interest at heart. During difficult period, now we are on the path of recovery. We can only appeal to the good people of Ghana. I say, bad time. Etiaba, Nanso, Nkumuba. Yes, Ghana for.
Look, Kingsley, wow, it's been like ages. We've been there.
Yeah, my brother. We can't complain.
That is me young papa na share ache yi e kasema but party business is saying your private business is be kwakama. So the environment is good for business, right?
Not really.
What are some of the challenges?
I don't know. Why Uncle said to is a businessman and now to man we are.
Yeah. What are some of the challenges?
Mine Nedi come I mean here Ghana for Munya Brown. Okay. Let me apologize for being late. Sorry, I'm not my house in Namabi and
it's mammy.
I late, so I apologize for that. I'm here Ghana for NDC4 and the next president of our country, John Draman Mama. Now use opportunity with AJ Ghana for and NDC4 and he has supporters. Obia wow what the 18 years control. Nobody can frustrate you.
What are people being frustrated?
You don't know that?
That's the requirement.
Don't you have people out there? It's not about the requirement. You may have the requirement. Who could the whole day? Now want to draw there. Is it a frustration? So who could lie?
But is that what is happening?
You don't know that?
No, walk us through.
Go out there and ask. First day, me say first day.
But don't throw it out.
No, me say first day. Who call Amasamaya? Quans Estate. almost year operations registration and ABO. Easy for ya. The whole day, NIPA 25, no much wrong.
What's the reason?
Yes, machines, more network challenges. Now, whoever is the service provider of their network, easy network,
I believe on the first day they issued a communique.
I'm about to read.
I was not me expert to say about Kasemi Boa, or be out here, maybe I'm Boa, Kasemi Boa. Even Enra. My name me candidate Kasai, Tatali Sanglo, one able to be Ayo.
Network.
And conform go easy office and dra. Me ne a honorable MP for Sabuba Kasai. I'm mentioning their names, so you do an inquiry. Tatali Sanguli, the candidate, Menene Kasai, Miang, Menene Kasai. These are all not the regimes. So, even greater cry here.
And their challenges.
Oh, I ask with you. First day, Mia Kasam to me come, could do 12 p.m. Now you register NIPA 10.
Network.
Yes. The way Kwe. If come on, see, this is a responsibility assigned by this republic to EC.
Network.
And by event, it's a process. This thing has been planned. Monies has been released on the D-Day. Then people come to tell you, and there was challenge, there was network issue. Not even going into details. Network, who are those service providers of network to EC? And to office any now, if you are in the business industry, we hear network, how they are your transactions. But many who can say GCB, Nandro Kramina message be Ghana Commercial Bank. Today is Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday.
My time. Say, banking hall, no one to be near Juma. Network challenge.
I mean, the customer say I was at the bank just last 2 days.
Yeah, can't someone did true for the sake of political expediency.
No, but network challenge. How do we blame the system? Let's just walk us through. We appear at a Sutifri North, and you buy and your machines be intact. You started a Jumana. There was a network in your issues. So they might where we find ourselves now. Ade bi aye ka bia no nipa efa e de ye adwuma nti we should be more positive than say biri bia da bia to because one say network ni adwuma e de na betima asere say emwa ema edintro no enwi peyo is it going to be an extension of it or whatever?
I mean be so question multimedia head no be na edema
say me be kasa ama nipa be advert ye tuameka.
Before ever fall, you have shown say you are competent.
Exactly. Until you choose a commission,
easy one. Or more in charge of service providers are more provide network. Those who are in charge
but
of
you have been following political parties for years.
Will you let you just ask? Is that to walk you through?
Yeah.
I am walking you through the main road. Now would have to Kogatam, Minjawana.
Let me Kogatam. And the problem about
the
main road.
And to quite easy. There are various people in charge. You're quite easy. I just any paper for Neduma. Then to James, I want a pump for Akufo do define MPP cronies, piling up people there. Who could be signed here? Nihananu is one of the MPP apparatchikis, Echo. If you was in charge of fighting the rest. Well, you are a journalist. Wasuko echiresi me
maka hwasem
eti kofo na mo wo no people have been assigned responsibilities. So when you be assigned a responsibility na ada ye here say you will show us your competence and you fail it and you come to give us these petty excuses network and people will not blame them, people will not ask there, and if you are complaining they tell you walk us through, tell us how we are going to fix it. Who should tell you? Am I the one responsible for that?
Find a solution.
Am I the one supposed to find a solution? Mine is to criticize you constructively. Mine is to let people know. It's just like Obi akotu tutu akunkofo. Na Obi si mi kwasi kwan ya. Ye sori ana Obi say ada na wama unkofo asikwan. Nipa ewu ye na ehu hiam. Ekwan ya ye sini na hiam. People have been given assignment to work for this republic, to work for the citizens of Ghana in a very conducive manner. No? They are failures. is what we should be talking about. Now when people were going around making noise, shouting like, on rooftop, we have the men, we can do the job better. If they lie their way through and they are there, people say, tell us. Who should tell you? Ask that man, what was his plan? You have your plan. You are a competent journalist, I know, but you have your plan. So
it's worrying, or they have failed in terms of the network challenges?
They are failure, they are incompetence. It's legendary.
Because of the network challenges.
So network, have you passed or failed? Because of network challenges. So should you say they failed?
No,
is that why you are suggesting to me?
I need to understand, baby.
And I mean, say, are you suggesting to you, one Casano, is it that they are failed or is network problem?
Very worrying.
I am asking you a question.
It's very worrying.
Sir, a year, Katasumo, more senior year, people, we must stop it.
But it's worrying.
And let's call a spade, not a digging tool. Because, me say, network, affiliate, network, Ninya Juma. A day, say, I was say, we register nipa 1,000. Now we register nipa 100. Now you're bizarre. Yes, you. And yes, I feel a network. So Chronicasa we in a tea, if not from EC and NP.
Don't jump into it.
No,
so, don't jump.
Use the right word. So we have failed and apologize. Then move on.
No, Mr. Mo.
So it's network. We haven't failed.
You're measured. You are unable.
You mean I'm not measured?
But you are unable to say chronosem. Where is the chrono in what network failure? What?
You know what?
No, I'm saying why is the chrono in network failure?
So per chrono na me di ba so acho nti aye chrono. Nti aye chrono ni say. Send before EC started this exercise. There have been several APAC meetings. Dr. Omani Buama will committee now. Well, there are sensitive questions and legitimate questions that have been asked. And then you come to tell her, oh, I know what some the bank
problem be anymore.
Problem, we are in charge. To think of a problem, forget about it. It is a new thing or buy or beside who here. Now that drew no problem for Apa. Why do you know? Why do you know? And say a chrono. Why would see me? We are there. Why didn't teach me? So who see me? I'm making or be sisu. Who be ball? Nani panis is all your but one has a ball. Yeah. Now or be penalty. I was a late free one day. Or be the Nisa. What see me power? And this is there.
Okay, so maybe also
there's something happening with the transmission cable. Would you say a deliberate on the part of the station? Easy machines. And anka ye call ye and enye juma. Enka asema ye betino enya asempa. In any way, enipa ewa masaman Kwan's estate. E was omutro mudino. Sebi unfortunately, oman to me antro mudino. Are they identifiable NDC members?
There.
I see enipa 10, 20, 100 e call ye no. Nipa 25 from Mudino, will be able to register because they were MPP. No, definitely. Oman to me and Mudino, without any scientific data, I can propose or suggest, say, some are MPP, isn't it? Oman.
Correct.
And why not selectively, whatever might have happened at the registration center, no, affected. We can't discriminate.
Both
to
parties.
Say exactly.
Stakeholders.
We can't discriminate. To say, a deliberate attempt by EC to suppress registration for a particular political party. Exactly. But you are protecting your party's interest. So understand. Said to you, the more people register, the more you are confident that those people, in quote, will come and vote for you. But that is not coming from a scientific source. Because you can't determine, say, me, I may be throw me, unless I'm there, let me declare me home, say me MPP, unless I'm there, let me declare me home, say me a CPP. Other than that, we can't say EC is deliberately trying to suppress registration of people. And now, like you said, we are in critical times. And see, the comments we pass, we should be measured in the sense that don't let us incite public sentiment against state institutions. But I'll give you a few instances which has become the modus operandi of the NDC, being championed by their flag bearer. The same flag bearer in government. Anyone criticizing EC, Obeka will say, have your say and let the EC have its way because we're an independent body. But immediately after losing elections, in August 2016, Abra Obeko, I'll come back to even that. 2020, September, a registration exhibition exercise, there were a few issues. He came and blatantly called the EC an incompetent institution. He moved on. In October 2020, he questioned the professionalism of the EC and its integrity, saying he will not accept the result of any flawed election. Once again, citing and inciting and playing on the sentiments of party followers against the EC. Okwa ahead after losing the election and finally also a thank you tour called Mercury FM in Kumasi. And this is how he labeled the EC. The EC was on a war path against the NDC because to them anything the NDC says EC in fact, how can you say EC as a former president, a statesman, says and the EC, the institutional body like EC, was on a war path with a party like NDC. Also observing Nigerian elections for the West African Elders Forum in Nigeria in February 2013. He met all the parties involved in elections and they were confident about their EC, but he can't say same about Ghanaian EC because Jim Mensah's led EC is in bed with the MPP, characterizing the state institution as being an appendage of the New Patriotic Party. He really doesn't augur well for our democracy. And on 14th April, Okwa London School of Economics, what did he say? Say the EC officials are politically biased and they are MPP people. And that government has recruited officials to go and work at the EC. So chronologically, you can tell the subsequent comments. Abba. But he said something very remarkable. When they were launching their campaign in 2016, ahead of election, something very remarkable. The same ex-President Mahama. No, at the time MPP was trying to bring innovations. They are called 2012 petition. Obviously, because we had a good case and we had about 4 of the judges reasoning with us, and the reforms are proposing through the court case, and forces it to be implemented to help our electoral system. You pushing for those reforms to be made. No, this is what Mr. Mahama said at the launch of their 2016 election campaign. Lately, lately, it has become fashionable for the largest opposition party to discredit the EC. All kinds of accusations, including unprintable insults, are held at the person of the EC chair, have become normal. They say MPP day, lately now say abeye duawa yewe. Esi ye best say EC din na ye the unprintable words and someone said the intimate can bedwem and na ye catch the EC chair. But this is unacceptable. That's Mr. Mahama. This is unacceptable. The same way certain utterances were unacceptable in the past. If we say today that the EC is in bed with the MPP, then it's unacceptable. But he had the confidence to say that all those things were unacceptable. But for students of politics, he continued, we can see the strategy behind it, he said. And he went ahead. It is an old trick in the book. As students of politics, vilify the referee and reduce his credibility in the eyes of the public when you can tell you are losing a match. Now losing match, Bayern Munich and Madrid, boy. At a point now, coach acquire substitutions. I'm one. Madrid abeti asan sheno na to Chelsea we ho and Kasa referee near man a card. Such that in the end, who losing match now? See me. That's what Mr. Mahama said. As a student of politics, this is clear because it's an old trick in the books. Vilify the referee. Then you know you are losing the match. So that who lose here, then you come and tell everyone, same kind. Referee you know na jumaye. And we can tell the chronology of events. Now communicators about electoral commission. Yen placing everything at the doorstep of the EC. Let's vilify and bastardize the institution. Now you're reducing the credibility in the eyes of the ordinary public. Now, when you lose the election, then you incite your people, go on the streets, excuse my language, go and cause mayhem. Then you go to court, you come and tell Ghanaians and the court that you're winning elections.
All right. Okay.
So we can tell in ending, but we in MPP, we don't speak for the EC. In a way, it affects us, but we will keep our eyes on the ball. na yɛn protecting your interest and what we need to do. Baby, a draw was a Casabiano. We will speak and we will continue to sell a good message we have to the Ghanaians. Because in the end, you see, you feel any what our candidates can do to help Ghanaians and Ghana for Bijinaso at and we are very confident in that.
Yebeko Game Park, but for 2 minutes we estimated for enough Yenko Game Park in Bena. That's one commercial.
Easy. My sometimes it's amazing. That today MPP they now deem it necessary. They now feel it is sensible.
Say who you to say
that you don't bastardize state institution. They now see it to be very sensitive. But yesterday
it was not.
Where they were desperate for power to come and deliver nothing. It wasn't. The first time I had to say a political leader, a running mate of a candidate Akufo-Addo Alhaji Bawumia, say ECA used to go register. Any crow hand about me back. Ever seen what me provide this to go register now? No, say EC use. I mean, to date, maybe you are much aware. You may be privy to that. I don't know.
I don't know anything.
Then you tell me. Ever seen unconform petition president say Saloto say a violated procurement laws no. What me ahu nipa ba home. Look, what's it President Mama say MPP4, Yafa MPP4 EC. Is he lying? As far as politics of this country is concerned and the good people of this country are concerned, President Mama don't lie and he has never lied. What can I say Yafa MPP4 ever EC no Buana? Is it not true? Is it not true that MPP communicates that they say, oh, Yafa EC? Is that not true?
Apia Hini.
No, MPP communicator.
Well, that's how by a 12 common so in the next 15 minutes, we're wrapping up. Now, that was say, because we share Adom TV. The person do want to see, then we can see what the registration is and how it's also going. Just like the Dr. Ekano, and they and your money be on my Tata Electoral Commission for. We should give them a little bit of space, but also on TSS in MPP in opposition, Ted West. So, what is the way forward now for us?
Agree. See, the Ubisa patriotic questions here, we welcome it. Make Rizugan, me never be a nra. But I have come to face the reality today. Where there is respect of human value, I will come back and apologize to the people that look. And then be a woman said me kind. But in fact, now me need any basis. A common thing and America, any brain thing and America. And I condemn it. Minjin this says I was say CBU. And yeah, from the next point in the saying, let's charter a new path of development and unity. And then I told us more. But when people are not humble enough to apologize for their wrongdoing yesterday, how do we move forward, Omahini? Who said, we're a master tactician of lies or finding his way through. And that is why we are at where we are today. For me, I never endorse or support bastardization of state institutions. No. That is the last I will ever support. But when you see, when you fold your hands and say, "Oh dear," you want everything to be serene. You want justice. You want peace. How can there be peace without justice? If you want justice, you negotiate for peace first. Now, someone yet kafa Charlotte say, "Nkofo bomu entreni." But ba bo bi de, oba ba se din o. And then, where President Chuchu Mucho, Wo biena no can say wusa mami we. I remember here Joy FM haya. Na mami ne ba ha Joy FM ha for an interview Saturday. Me kai na me hwe no krom ha. Wo see from mami ni gina mo nim ha ka jan say wo ye ba power wo be kofi. Ampa na pa mami na kofi. Mfumso a wo ye no nkofo a mo tro petition president say asemasi na asemasi aye mfumso we no yan yini no. Besi ne nti na me say wo de we journalist. Wunima na waka kire me hunda me hunni me dina yate. Ya hu say asemasi na obintin. Then same people will turn around and say, oh, you're bastardizing EC. You bastardized EC and benefited from that. Today, you think bastardization is not good? And you have apologized for that? Me say, even if you put a devil at EC, when the people of this country rise against the fellow, because the sovereignty of this country resides on the citizens. When we rise against the fellow and say, look, do the right thing, the devil will certainly do what the people want. That devil will certainly do what the people want. So what NDC we are saying is that EC say we are the left too, say we are called left right too. We will force you with vigilance to let you do certainly what the people want, the people of Ghana want. Ebini say nkofo a ye kwakotro edin a ye gina ye delay so sa ukoka ise network doctor say na network ni adwuma na EC machines ni dey nya 40 e network. Why do we blame EC?
So only control
network. EC Abba some cramp ni wa mama catch doctor. You shouldn't say this because I expect that somebody else will ask this question, not you. Because we him there. No,
Doctor Person say na network here only easy for.
And yet, Doctor Person say easy.
And the machine.
And yes, the machine be doctor simple question. No one year no. I'm in Ghana for doctor. Who contract service network service provider for EC?
The point I made was, you call and EC machines.
My brother, you come.
Then we can.
You use your time to explain the question you were asking.
No problem.
We say, why should we blame EC when their machines are functioning and it's network issue? And my question to you is, who contract network service provided for EC? Who does that? Is it yourself? Or Alhaji Baumia or Mr. Akufo-Addo? Certainly it's easy. It's your responsibility. Look, let's hold people into tax. Let's hold people into tax. When you are given a responsibility, deliver. Prove your competence. When we want to shift blames, making an attempt to hide behind certain things to cover our crass incompetence, there is no moving forward for this country. Election na ye kono enye event o eye process ekwanya ye fa so ediwi abamu no eye nema bebre isi election fraud no
ne dakope
enye dakope nema say ye ni krom ha this same leadership, this crass incompetent leadership, Dr. Bosman the Mesa leadership of EC first time me dey mate because I'm very careful because communication credibility is very important for me. First time I hear who say EC I declare presidential results by 4 different times. 4. What the way by our people, no the way by our people. First time, you won't be that. If this is not incompetent, what is it? But for Ghana being a peaceful country, and you to your supporters enable me say yet to ho. Or what's the figures yet to ho. Say yes, say a peaceful power. Don't you think that any miscreant can capitalize on this and misbehave and cause mayhem?
Of course.
Because the results, you know, they're in a fact. But President Mahmoud being a peaceful leader, Sudo, the Jagaba of Ghana.
The
Jagaban of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Yes, the Jagaban of Ghana.
And
the Jagaban is a warrior. He's the Jagaban of Ghana.
The warrior.
Whether you like it or not, John Dramani Mahama is the Jagaban of Ghana. A warrior who is peaceful.
A peaceful warrior.
A peaceful warrior. Not a warmonger. That's the Jagaban. John the man, mama. So, munya abutre. Or manity. Me am in him so much here. Because me back. Kimati. Me small boy, Kimati, me boo. At me beside me say, Dada. Now results when the hina correct.
Who do you want to choose?
Well, who never choose so I say that your cook school no be say which of the results declared?
Yeah, in your gazette.
2020 election. Then ya gazette I correct me choose so. Me too. And you wanted to take it light? So we are saying that enough is enough. No man was born to slave for another. 2024 election. NDC is not going to tolerate this kind of, flimsy excuses, double, declaration of results, quadruple. NDC will not tolerate it. So we are saying that do the right thing. When we win elections on peaceful grounds, transparent grounds, fair grounds, we will hand over power, we will accept defeat. We have done that before. What you say? But this particular EC, their actions and inactions shows that they are up to something. They are mischief. So before you think, we thought, before J. Mensah and a Bossman, Mr. Bossman, Dr. Bossman EC will think, as a Bossman, we thought. Anything that NDC say, serial numbers of BVR say, my serial numbers. No one say nobody can smuggle a data somewhere in. Yenya serial numbers of infidena area registration. When you are Kuramfua, a year the iron gate, a sipuano, now who complains, I then the gate, the iron gate is.
You are found.
When you are Kuramfua, I found by. Why is EC saying that you release serial numbers are dangerous? Dangerous to who? But these are interested parties.
But technically, and then in terms of the job they do, there are certain classifiers. You are a tab on
make it transparent and clear to your political actors. These serial numbers NDC is requesting. We are not saying give it to only NDC. Interested political parties, they can give it to MPP too.
Duplication and other things.
May say we will all be vigilant. Vigilance need be no. EC should even be the last body to be talking of security.
Dr. Mpacho,
look, the mountain of security I work on Nkofo at me we mention BVDs, no BVRs. We are many can say were private people in some that myself and you don't know. Even beginning, look at the way they were flip-flopping. Yeah, Bisa Dr. Manibwama. Look, this doctor, may the good Lord bless you. He's a gem. Winning. One moon a year investigation, a cover intelligence say, Sam and Fide Ayira, ya Bisomo, Jamesa as our boss man say Yashino. Okay. Adia Yashi, and today you be na but we are saying that look, easy. T90 me where DC. Ghana is a peaceful country. Who baba easy board, move Sanko for we move easy hono. Na Ghana is very peaceful. Benemu yano, NDC ni Ghana for you say, what be a cockord. And we are not ready for anything but transparency, fairness. Else we will defend ourselves.
A fair election.
We will defend ourselves and we will sort ourselves out at the police stations.
A fair election.
Fair election. Without fairness, we'll be sorting ourselves out.
No, don't sort yourself. Oh, you need fairness. That's it.
And then, if there is fairness, my brother, why would we be shouting? Why would we be shouting?
Look, every Ghanaian, Sebi, Imperiasa, or Ghana Hondo, a Jane Ghana Kankro home, will clamor for free, fair, and transparent elections. The New Patriotic Party, we share the same view. I say we are totally in support of a free, fair, transparent elections. It's not a call by just an individual and a particular sect of people. Coming back to my EC, just to clarify to Mr. Gunn, Uncle Gunn, is that Chris Dugan. You call you know. And now EC machines, any Juma, I believe Senka be a different story today. But I'm happy.
The machines are working.
Machines are working. EC definitely a contractor will be. EC provide me with network. I was vigilant. I knew what I wanted. I paid for your service. On the day, the fact that one to me and provided the network as I wanted doesn't necessarily mean, once again, that easy and that deliberately one hamper network. That is the issue. But I'm happy, so as a country, the machines are using to man our elections and our registration. They are in good hands and they are working. Coming back to the issue of bastardization, once again, I may repeat it to the people of Ghana. It's like Mr. Mahama Kanye. It's an old tricks in the books. And as students of politics, you see, say, oh, bomb match, now we shall now be losing. Attack the referee. So you catch them, we are safe phone, say, so you referee, no, such that who lose here, no, I can say, so you are using those referee, no, necessarily. You were using those tricks on the release of serial numbers of sensitive machines like DVD and BVRs. Oh my honey, you can't say we way. I can hack into your Wi-Fi if I know your serial number. I can hack into your machine.
That is not true. Unless
if I know your serial number.
That is not true.
And in this age of artificial intelligence,
you can't use serial number without code.
In this age of artificial intelligence, in this day of technology, easy, ENFA biodata are containing on our BVDs. The serial numbers, now OBBA and having access to serial numbers. Now you're
thank you so much.
It's true. In this day of artificial intelligence, you're releasing serial numbers to give opportunity to
why are you afraid of the iron gate?
Opportunity to hackers.
Afraid of mounting an iron gate?
To give opportunity to hackers. We will not compromise our electoral system like that.
Nana Kwame Bediako, the presidential candidate, I say, no, says Ghana for American. Now, yes, MPP ni NDC. Si can be anywhere extra. It is support to this Save Ghana Fund. Visit www.nkb.com.gh and I will dial *887 *2024 hash. Now, what donate? That was sent now there too. Yeah, that's it. Nami Adoma, Ejuada, or the chair, we are meeting here, Dr. Kingsley Kufuor and Chris Duga, my very good friend. Medamu ina waswa oji brefe so so grateful. Enjoy your weekend, but take care. God bless.